Hello everybody and welcome to my Let's Play of Succubus Prison. This Let's Play is going to be a little bit different than my other Let's Plays because I've already played through this one. I've basically gotten 100% completion on it already. So a little bit of a disclaimer before I get started on this one. This game is a survival horror type game. So if you want to experience this one for yourself, it's best to go in completely blind. If you go in knowing all the patterns of the succubi and knowing the solution to the puzzles already, then it takes a whole lot of the actual experience of the game away. But other than that, this game is another one that's part of the Monster Girl Quest Paradox collab. So we should be going through it as well. I will only be doing the best ending in the game, which is the ending you get by beating the game without dying once. So you miss out on some of the key mechanics of the game, but it's the best ending, so it's what I'm going to be doing. So let's get started. There isn't much difference between normal and easy. Easy is a little bit more lenient in as far as the context requirements, and you're able to get some shortcuts in the puzzles. So we'll just do normal. We shall not skip the opening. Are you ready for this? Stop fussing and just do it. I'm ready. Midnight. An isolated house on the outskirts of town. Outside stand 3 masked men. 2 of the aforementioned men were arrogant, tanned, and dyed hair and piercings. With dyed hair and piercings. Truly the archetypical playboy. However, the remaining man. What am I doing here? He has no characteristics and is quite timid. In other words, that's me. At the moment, he's an acquaintance of the other 2 men. Never mind, it's not worth mentioning. To put it bluntly, he's in a position where it's impossible to oppose these men. However, he did not think it would reach the point where he was being forced to commit crimes for them. Though, there's something odd about this house. Hey, stop daydreaming, This character only has one name as far as I'm concerned, and that's Lunch. He is Lunch. Basically, the moment he steps foot inside this house, his life's over. He's here to commit crimes on behalf of 2 other men. Even if they don't go in the house, he's at their beck and call for the rest of his life. Going in is basically a death sentence. Even the best ending in the game, he doesn't really get away, but we'll get to that. So, his name is just Lunch. Is Lunch okay? Yes. It doesn't matter. Come on, we're starting. Okay. Sorry about that. 3 somewhat famous sisters live in this town. Or to be precise, they live in the same household. Whether they are actually sisters is unknown. Long, dark hair with a neat feeling about her. This beautiful student catches the gaze of all men as she walks through the streets. In contrast to her gentle attitude and kind face, this voluptuous beauty flaunts her adult charms with daring outfits. With sparkling silver hair and the appearance of a young maiden, many people find themselves fascinated by this mysterious young woman. If you gather 100 women that included these three, you'd only notice them, each respectively, for their unique charms, their mysterious auras. Furthermore, these three sisters live in an isolated house on the outskirts of town, devoid of traffic and people barely walk past. There's no talk of a father or mother, and not a single person has been seen leaving the house other than them. They don't seem to be a prosperous family, nor do they seem to live in want, though this enigmatic household of beauties does have one small rumor that passes around. And so we currently stand, looking at the house where they live. 3 women living by themselves, especially in such a remote location. Aren't they just asking for trouble? Ah, the good old "they're asking for it's an argument. Who cares? If it isn't us, then someone else would come for these girls sooner or later. I mean, don't you find it strange that there's never been talk of forced entry or assaults? Especially when there's some prime real estate. You got that right. It's probably just an oversight on their behalf, and we're kind enough to inform them of their property's worth. Literally objectifying women. Informing? You're just here to rob and bad touch them. Alright, let's do this. If they try to resist, give them a good smack. 2 or 3 times should do it. Listen up, it's 1 per person. They can't call the cops if we're each on 1. Oh, shut up, I'm not stupid. Hey, lunch, don't screw this up or I'll kill you myself. Okay. I've really got no choice but to do this. You know what to do, right? In case? Yeah. Throw that more onto the wolves. And so, they made their way towards the house. Money and women. For those 2 things, they marched forward. The hell? It's not even locked. That's not good for them. They got no right to complain when they're so careless. We'll split up into groups. If you see any valuables, grab them. If you see one of them, you know what to do. Why? Damn it. Why are we doing this? So, at this point, the only correct choice this character could possibly do would be to leave and call the cops. I don't want to think about what would happen if I run away now. But of course, he's too stupid and too spineless to do it, so he's basically got what's coming to him. It's a toilet. There's nothing out of the ordinary here. I should search elsewhere. What is this place? It's a library. It's huge. It's clearly bigger than this house. What's this light? It's sparkling. I have no idea what it is, but it might be valuable. Such an eerie looking ornament. Whatever, I'll keep hold of it for now. This, my friend, is what's referred to as a MacGuffin. It's what allows him to retry if he makes a mistake. In other words, if he ends up dead. But we will not be making use of it. Because, again, in order to get the best ending, you have to go through the whole game without dying. That sounded like it came from the stairway. Not good. I better head to the second floor before I get left behind. Getting left behind should be your goal, man. There was no one on the first floor. They must all be up here. Listen up. I'll go first left. You go right, and you go on the far left. They're probably asleep, but that doesn't mean you should go easy on them. If you don't get them in the first hit, make sure to shove something in their mouth or tape it up. Hey, dipshit, I'm talking to you. You got that? Yes. You brutes. You both belong in hell. And you, my friend, are not far behind them, unfortunately. Three, 2, 1. At first I was confused. Why? Why in this dark room is that girl standing in front of me? Why is she looking straight at me? Is she laughing? Ah! Suddenly the lights turned on without anyone touching the switch. But even more concerning than that. Are you my would-be captor? I'm a little disappointing.
すぐに死んじゃいそう。
You look so frail, like you'll fall over and die within seconds. A peculiar way of speaking, combined with such a powerfully alluring presence. I couldn't take my eyes off her. I wasn't exactly sure what she was talking about, but there was only one word I needed to hear. Be quiet! I had no choice. I had to confront what was in front of me. I pulled out a small knife that the others had given me earlier and threatened her. Don't scream or make any sudden movements and you won't get hurt. I wanted it to be over, without incident. I've been hearing strange noises for a while now, and they were increasing in frequency.
その叫んだり暴れたりってさ。
When you said scream and hurt... Huh?
こういうこと?
You mean like that? A shriek echoed from the next room down, but it was no woman's voice crying out. What was that? If you're so curious, go see for yourself.
ほらほら。
Really? I mean it. I won't call the police. There's no need. What the hell's going on? I rushed into the next room. Seemed beyond my understanding. All I could do was mumble to myself. What are you getting all frantic for? She's only having a meal. Huh? You're... Aren't you gonna help your friend? You know he's going to die unless you help him. The scream rapidly turns into whispers. Was once a strong-looking body that had become sickly pale in color, almost as if he was withering away. The existence that, not moments ago, would have overpowered and frightened me, now laid there on the verge of death.
助けてほしいの？じゃあ、やめてあげましょうか。
You want to be saved? Then, you want me to stop? Unexpected words were met with something even more surprising. Don't stop! Huh? Too bad. It's already too late for him. It was almost seductive. The sound of two wet bodies smacking against each other. That wasn't the only sound, though. It sounded like his everywhere was breaking. It was as if his body was breaking down. This was no sexual act. This was the act of forcefully draining a person's life. The act of the huntress devouring her prey. That awful sound grew louder as her grip tightened, bending his frail limbs in abnormal ways. Aw, did I overestimate him? He's already broken. As she said that thing slammed herself down with such force the floor shook. Causing his hips to jolt upward, sucking out the last of his life. And just like that, with one last shudder, he stopped moving. Such a delicious meal. She stood, smiling over a barely recognizable corpse. The look of satisfaction on her face was charming, but after witnessing that, no amount of beauty or seductive words could hide the fact she was nothing more than a monster. Looks like your friend died before you. Before. Which means I'm next. She's going to...
お先にいただいちゃった。
How do you plan on
どう
devouring
食べるの
him?
かしら、ミスカ。
I wonder.
食べちゃおうかな。
How should I eat you? I'm going to be killed. Just like he was. Somebody! I stumbled backwards without realizing, but behind me was...
あらあら。
Are you asking me to devour you instead? There's no escaping it.
そういえば。
As I recall, there were 3 of you. I wonder what happened to your other friend. Ah! That's right. The guy who threatened to kill me should still be here too. As I thought that, another nightmare's face appeared.
なんじゃ、まだ生きておるのか。ミスカはまた遊んでからに。
Oh, you're still alive. Playing with your food, Muska. Ah! Another person entered the room. To be precise, one more of them. This thing has the appearance of a small girl, and yet she casually flings an emaciated corpse into the room. Whoa. Ah! A nightmare. There's no other explanation. She's so much smaller than me, yet she threw a man's corpse across the room like it was nothing. The two who I could never stand up against, these things, had reduced them to skin and bone. You should know I adore this type. The type so afraid of death. I like to take my time to slowly extract their spirit before ending their existence. Why? What? I don't... This is so messed up. Why can't I wake up? There's nowhere to run. All I can do is keep denying it. I want to get out. I don't want to be here. Why? Why is this happening to me? But the reality was standing before me. I can't turn back the time. I can't stop this.
それじゃ
It's your turn now.
あ食べちゃうの
Filled with so much despair. You're going to taste so sweet. No, I don't. Help me! I started to run, but...
ダメ
Huh? Frozen place. Unable to move, and then a strange tingling sensation surges through my body. Oh.
いただきます
Now, time to feast. No, I don't want to die. Not here. Not like this, being forced into this situation, doing something I never wanted to. Because of that, I burst into tears, unable to move as she unfastened my belt. What a delicious expression. Deranged looks of joy flash across her face as she glares down at me.
おや
What? She suddenly stopped.
うん
Possibly. Which means... Her warped smirk turned even more perverted as she gleefully stares at my groin.
君童貞だ
You're a virgin. Moments from dying, and she couldn't refrain from bringing it up.
へえ
I knew it. She couldn't stop herself from laughing at the situation. She wasn't content with just killing me. She has to mock my virginity too. There's not a more wretched feeling than this.
それじゃあ
Devouring you right away would be too wasteful.
あらあら
Your bad habits are showing again.
え
What's wrong with that? He belongs to me, after all. Since it's come this far, why not wait a little longer? I'll lock him away to age some more.
まったく
You're starting to remind me of someone.
も
You just don't know how to appreciate a good meal, Grandma.
うね
I almost feel bad for your victims.
も
Now, you listen here. That's Venom-sama, not Grandma. That's your super old.
あらあら
Oh, Muska, grandmother. Let's not start arguing now.
やれやれ
Now even Nemea's calling me that. I have no idea what's happening here. It's not something I want to understand either. But while these demons are chatting, I'm still bound here, struggling to stay conscious as the pressure increases. Oh.